this is what my view will look like
for the next day, maybe 2 days, depending on track conditions. Yeah! Very good morning. I have just woken up and crawled out of my swag. So that is where I spent my night. And it got reasonably cold last night. It was about 3 or 4 degrees. And that is pretty cold. So, as per usual, I have made myself a coffee. And I'm going to start packing up the bike in a minute. And before I'll go and depart, I will go and have a look at the actual wave rock, which I'll show you in a bit what it is. And then I've got about 50 kilometers of sealed bitumen road to go. And then I'm going to do a track called the Holland Track. So that is camp there. And this is the campground I've been staying in. So they've got showers, a camp kitchen, toilets, running water. So it's actually really, really good. And the minute you walk off the campsite, you arrive at Wave Rock, which is where I'm walking now. So this is the Wave Rock. And it is literally a rock formation shaped like a huge ocean wave. Wouldn't it be cool to ride that with the bike? Alright, the camp has all been packed up and I am going to start making my way into town to get a last bit of fuel and then start doing the Holland Track. I'll go back into town to get some fuel and then do a track called the Holland Track, which is this one. And it is meant to be 320 kilometers. So I'm going to fuel up my fuel bladders as well. Then I'll do this track and then go to Coolgardie and then try to make it to Kalgoorlie Boulder tonight. Alright, I'm arriving at the Holland Track. Nice, let's have a look at the marker. Beautiful. So this is the track that I'm going to be riding for about 300 kilometers on, and it is very, very remote. So for at least the next day, this will be the last little bit of bitumen road I'll see. And
this is what my view will look like
for the next day, maybe 2 days, depending on track conditions. I'm super thrilled because I have never taken my new Yamaha Tenere for a spin in the dirt. So that's gonna be awesome to take it off-road. Now at the beginning of the track there is a lake. And it tells you about the courage of John Holland, Rudolph Cracour, David Cracour, John Carmody. And this track was actually designed to make a quicker way from Broom Hill towards the goldfield, so the area where the town of Kalgoorlie is. And they started making this road on the 14th of April in 1893, and they reached Coolgardie in June, the 18th of June. All right, let's go. The first bit of dirt. I have officially started the Holland track, and I have just let my tire pressures down a little bit, just because of the fact that you get much more grip if you let your tires down. I'm gonna try to keep doing about 50 kilometers an hour during the whole track. That way I should make the end of the track by tomorrow, but it's all depending on track conditions. So I just started the track, and around the track you see a heap of flowers, and because of that it smells delicious here. You get a sort of a flower-ish smell. It's beautiful. On the right there in the bushes there, you can see an emu running. And right here on the track, that's the baby emu. There it is on the right, Mr. Emu. Hi mate. Next to a fence, and this is called the state barrier fence, and it is meant to keep wild dogs out of there. So in Australia you got wild dogs and also dingoes. Dingoes look a bit like wild dogs, and this fence is just to prevent them from migrating that way or the other way. So this is what I meant with the state barrier fence. Access prohibited. Penalty $20,000. Cameras in use. Wild dog traps. Strish 9,080 baits and firearms in use. Alright, I have just pulled over on the side of the track. I'm having a little afternoon break. It's about 3 o'clock, 3:30-ish. And I wonder if you can see it on the camera, but the amount of flies here is ridiculous. There is 100,000 flies around me now, and they keep sitting on my face, and ugh. I've got another about 100 kilometers to go to the end of the trek, and then I will be arriving in a town called Coolgardie. However, I will not reach that today. So my main objective for today is maybe do another 50 kilometers or something like that, and then set up camp somewhere and stay the night on the side of the trek. Alright, what is that? Cool. That's what happens if you do not prepare for your trip. It's amazing with this track how they've signed it out. Haha, nice. Everyone leaves something behind there. Toyota Land Cruiser Club. Please leave your name, suburb, state, date and direction of travel. You can log your travel of doing the nice, the Holland track. So I wrote my name in the logbook, but someone really must have hated this track if your car looks like this after it. On the road again. Alright, now I have nearly arrived at where I'm going to camp. My camp spot is just up here. Now I've just arrived at my camp spot where I'll be staying tonight. It is actually a beautiful camp spot. So I am going to get some firewood, get a fire going for tonight to keep the animals away. So for now, firewood, set up my tent, start cooking dinner, go into bed early because tomorrow I want to wake up at 4:30 so that I can start riding super early to avoid the heat of the day. I've finished setting up my camp.
This is what it looks like. I'll have a fire there shortly.
But I wanted to go and show something first. The Australian sunset. I can't capture on camera how it looks like, but it makes the whole landscape sort of orange. It's magnificent. So I've finished setting up my camp, and I'm just sitting with my fire now. I've had a very good day of riding. I did the first part of the Holland track, and some sections were quite rough. Some sections were pretty sandy, which is pretty difficult on a very loaded up bike. But today was the first day that I got my new 10RE on a dirt track, and I must say it went very well. I didn't crash or anything like that, didn't come off. So I did 150 kilometers of dirt, another 60 of bitumen, and tomorrow I'll continue on to Kalgoorlie. Thanks for watching, and see us in the morning.
If you liked my video, let me know. Like, share and subscribe.